Globus Luca here. So today, well, wherever you are, we're going to be diving into a topic that needs some serious fact checking. A man that goes by the name JesusFreakComputerGeek, or JFCG, has made some big claims about being a former NASA employee and uses that to give weight to conspiracy theories like chemtrails and flat Earth. But how much of this is actually true? Let's see. So, David Beverley, also known as Jesus Freak Computer Geek, is a conspiracy content creator. You'll find him on podcasts, YouTube, and flat Earth conferences talking about AI, biblical cosmology, and secret government plots. And at the center of it all his claims he claims, and at the center of all his claims is one major credential he keeps bringing up. That he worked at NASA. He says he worked there for 12 years, helped with the James Webb Space Telescope, went to Antarctica, the North Pole, and more. Sounds impressive, right? So, did he work at NASA? Well, yes, he did work at NASA. But it's important to understand how and in what capacity. He wasn't a rocket scientist or engineer. He didn't build spacecraft or manage launches. In fact, records from NASA confirmed he worked at the Goddard Space Flight Center as an IT support contractor, not a full-time NASA employee. His job title was webmaster/producer, and he was responsible for things like setting up communications for field missions, creating web content, and supporting educational outreach programs. He worked with science teams on missions like EOS, Aqua and Terra, not as a scientist, but as a tech guy helping run laptops, cameras, internets, and live streams. He was part of expeditions to the North Pole and other remote areas to help set up IT gear, not to do research, not to pilot satellites, and definitely not to oversee rockets. Why does this matter? Well, this is important because Beverley uses his NASA background as a badge of authority when spreading debunked theories. Things like chemtrails being poisoned sprayed by planes or the Earth being flat. But just having worked in IT for NASA doesn't mean you're a scientist, and it definitely doesn't validate spreading misinformation. In fact, the same NASA he says he worked for has published countless resources debunking chemtrails and flat Earth claims. Multiple fact checkers, scientists, and even Beverley's own colleagues have debunked these conspiracy theories. They're not controversial, they're just wrong. So yes, David Beverley worked with NASA as a support contractor, but that doesn't mean he's an authority on science, space, or global conspiracies. And it definitely doesn't mean we should take his word when he claims the Earth is flat or that our aircraft are spraying us. Always question sources, especially when someone's using their past to sell you on fear or fantasy. Thanks for watching. Globus Luca, out!